Philosophers have said that there are only 7 stories we keep repeating throughout history. Tonight, we're gonna pick one and tell it again. This is The Treatment, a podcast about stories with your hosts, Billy Beck, Cody Beck, and Mark Lucas. The Treatment is filmed instead of a live studio audience.
It is. And that live studio audience may have read a recent review of our last picture, Matches. Do you have any reviews to share with us, Mark?
I have a positive review from Film Threat. While simple, there is great depth to this uncomplicated story. 85 out of 100 for Matches from Film Threat.
Oh, that's nice and succinct.
The Christmas season is behind us. The ornaments have all been packed away for another year. And we've got the regular wheel, the spinning circle of stories, out from storage. Bill, would you please read what's on the spinning circle of stories?
Yes, the spinning circle is back from its vacation in warmer climates. And on the circle now is Beowulf, the Itsy Bitsy Spider, the Boy Who Likes Clowns, Ichabod Crane, the Brave Little Tailor, Cinderella, Iliad, Snow Queen, and Pandora. Shall we give it a whirl? Why do I think we've done Pandora? We didn't.
We haven't.
I'm confusing it with Prometheus. Doesn't matter, because today it landed on the Itsy Bitsy Spider.
Something nice and simple.
Well, this one was one of mine, wasn't it?
Sure
I believe so.
was.
A fucking nursery rhyme, it probably was. So the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up a water spout, then down came the rain, and it washed the spider out, but up came the sun and dried up all the rain, and then the Itsy Bitsy Spider went up the spout again.
So obviously this was based on the last couple of weeks in Los Angeles, where it's been drowning in rain.
Well, what I'm immediately grabbing onto is the structure of the story in that it's cyclical.
Mm-hmm.
So, like the Coen brothers movie Inside Llewyn Davis, the opening scene of the film takes place at the end of the film, but you don't realize it because, like, the arc of the character is he always winds up at the same place and repeating the same mistakes. So I like that story structure, and I think that is as close as we're going to be able to get to turning this into a 90-minute film.
It's not going to be about a sentient spider climbing a drain pipe.
We can make it that. Oh my god, was the Itsy Bitsy Spider just Sisyphus for children?
Well, no.
Just swap gravity for rain?
Well, I don't think the spider committed a crime so egregious it was punished by the gods. At least in that story. It's not Ariadne.
Isn't
Wrong
that like
name. Arachne.
Like, both of those are like spider names.
Yes. Arachne was turned into a spider for defying the gods and pissing off Athena.
And then she went up the drain pipe until the next rain.
I feel like this is one we're gonna have to get extra creative on.
We are.
I do like the idea of a cyclical story.
Because that's not something we've done before either.
Yeah.
Everything we've done has had a distinct arc.
Okay, so there's something that I'm thinking, and I want to say it out loud, despite the fact that I'm sorry to name a monster. There is a play by Woody Allen that I really love, and the play is called God. And the gist of the play is it's about some ancient Greek actors trying to put on a play, except that they don't know how it ends, and they think that the ending as written sucks. So it begins with them arguing about how the ending of the play sucks and makes no sense. And it's very self-referential. And ultimately it's supposed to end with a literal deus ex machina, where, you know, the God machine, and an actor's supposed to be lowered by the God machine in the act of God. But the machine ends up strangling and killing the actor, so just his dead body swings down. And then when they bring it back off stage, it ends where it began, with the actors saying, the ending sucks. We need to come up with a better ending. And the play itself is cyclical. I'm not saying let's do that, but I'm kind of saying, if we're going to make it cyclical, let's make it fully cyclical. Let's make it a Mobius strip of a movie. Not just where it ends with characters in a similar position, but literally it ends where it began and continues infinitely.
A little Godot.
Very Gatto. Except, we should cast women in it.
Yeah, probably.
Get fucked, original writer of Waiting for Godot.
Beckett.
I was like, was that Beckett? Or am I confusing Beckett and Brecht?
No, Brecht loved having women.
Oh, yeah, fucking Threpany was full of just the most wonderful representations of women.
I didn't say they were good. I said they were there.
He liked looking at titties.
To be fair, Threepenny was also full of terrible examples of men.
Yeah, so is most media. They just don't recognize it as terrible when they're making it.
What was that random movie that had Mac the Knife playing at the end?
Oh, shit.
Was it that movie about the guy in prison?
Yeah, it was at the end of A Prophet, which is a French prison film from, I think, 2009, which you'd probably like, Mark. It's very French.
I probably would if I'd ever seen a movie in my life, which I haven't. So what are we thinking about in terms of a cyclical spider play movie?
I mean, it would be ripping off Woody Allen, but quite frankly, he deserves it. We could pull a Greek story, because those are so classic that it kind of doesn't matter. And also, most of the endings are kind of terrible, or non-endings, because they're not usually endings.
At that point, though, we're adapting something else.
That's true.
If we're not going to, have it be about a literal spider climbing a drain pipe, the characters and plot need to be original.
Okay.
I think we need to put that restrictor on ourselves and honor the spirit of the wheel. So, so do you remember when we did Jack and Jill? And the conceit of that was, the framing device of that was they were telling their story, and then we saw it from their perspectives, and we did the Rashomon?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I guess what I'm saying is, how many cycles are we going to see? Is it just going to be one cycle of the story, or are we going to see it happen multiple times? Because we could use that framing device as an in and out.
I think, from my picture of it being cyclical, we only see the entire cycle once.
Okay.
Because otherwise it would get repetitive.
Gotcha.
Literally, we would be repeating the cycle.
We make a 20-minute film, and you see the film 5 times before you realize...
Well, I'm thinking, Good Place. There's a whole episode that's dedicated to them restarting the cycle.
Yeah. Okay. So anyway, I agree then, one cycle, a la Llewyn Davis. And I think, thematically, it needs to relate still to the original story. So I'm thinking of... maybe a group trying to be the first to climb a specific mountain. And I don't want to be specifically it's Everest or something, but and
well, let's set it in an entirely fictional world.
Sure, it doesn't have to be a real.
Yeah, we make up the mountain.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it would open with the group lamenting that their last attempt failed and time to start anew. And then the first act is planning. And they're discussing different options on how to do the climb. And then the second act is the beginning of the climb, them referencing previous failed attempts to climb this. And then the third act is when whatever goes wrong, and forces the eventual retreat back down to base, where then they begin again with, well, that didn't go well. Let's try again. Right back to the beginning of the film.
Okay, I'm having an idea. I know you said fictional world, but we're doing Spider, because I'm thinking, what if it's basically a retelling of the Dyatlov Pass incident, and they are just doomed to repeat that cycle forever and ever. But that's a little spooky.
And I'm not familiar enough with that. I think we can also make this a little bit lighthearted, or closer to an action comedy, in the Fast and Furious vibe of movie. Less cliffhanger, more. Got it.
Not free solo.
Yeah.
To kind of back up a little bit too, I'm still thinking about that Woodsy Allen thing.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like the idea of making it be about play actors. And I don't think that this radically changes what you suggested, Bill, about a mountain climbing expedition, but it's a play about a mountain climbing expedition. And it still follows the beats of, we're gonna put on this production, and then Act 2 is them doing the play of trying to climb. And then Act 3 is, as the climb falls apart, the play falls apart, until it ends where it began, with them arguing that the ending makes no sense.
The difference between what we're doing and what Woody Allen did is that we're doing a movie and he did a play. So why not do it found footage or documentary style? And we're following a group of filmmakers trying to make this movie or documentary about this climb. Or short film, or...
My answer to that is that we need a reason for it to cycle. We need a reason for it to end at the beginning again and repeat. And right now, I'm thinking about Wes Anderson. Specifically, I'm thinking about Asteroid City.
I'm just thinking doing it as a play limits, because the other thing that I want is like actual real world gravity to be an antagonist, because that's like the only other thing we can really grasp from the original nursery rhyme. So that I'm thinking if it's just on a stage, that's not really a. But if it's a group making a short film, and we could just be like in their production meetings or something, it doesn't have to be like a true documentary or found footage, but if it opens in a production meeting with them talking about how we still don't have an ending, don't worry about it, we've got other shit to shoot today.
Okay. And I think that's it still exists in a very hard to pin down metaphorical space.
Yeah.
That we don't really realize until kind of closer to the end that this may not even be happening.
That like time doesn't really make sense, and we never see the characters' lives outside of their infinite pursuit to make their movie.
These characters do not exist.
Yeah.
They only exist in the sense that they are appearing on screen.
Yeah.
And when they stop appearing on screen, they never existed again.
It's the opposite of 6 characters in search of an author.
6 characters neglecting their author?
more like these characters don't know they don't have an author, and that's why it's
6 authors in search of a character.
Okay, then so visually, I'm picturing this on the side, maybe not a mountain, but like in hilly country, like on a hillside. And the only like human-made structure we have is just the production trailer. And I would say the film that they're making has something to do with the mountain, but like the metaphorical mountain or the drain pipe, so to speak, is getting the film done.
Yeah.
Getting to the top is finishing it, and they never do, because things are going to go wrong on set. Actors are going to have meltdowns, equipment failures, weather doesn't cooperate.
Yeah.
They get flooded out at one point,
yes.
Obviously. And then at the end, we still don't have an ending. We still don't know how it ends. Do they make it to the mountain? Actually, I think like the actors should constantly be asking, do they make it to the top? And it could be even in reference to different situations, too. Like a literal mountain climb, or like some other scene. Like maybe someone's got to climb a tree to get away from a bear. Does he make it to the top? Just climb the tree, you know?
Yeah.
There's one day the craft services table has a big tower of cupcakes, and a fat guy starts eating them, and the lighting crew is taking bets. You think he's going to make it to the top? There's your 3.
Every day, one of the guy relaxes at the end. One of the like the boom op relaxes at the end of the day and watches Inception, but he's never made it to the scene where he spins the top at the end. He always falls asleep. He never makes it to the top.
And I guess visually, right now, I'm thinking of like what we're saying is reminding me a little bit of Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder is definitely an inspiration.
So we're making a Woody Allen, Samuel Beckett, Tropic Thunder.
With some, I'm also kind of inspired by a handful of beavers.
Hundreds of beavers.
I don't know why I said handful. Hundreds of beavers. Handful of spiders? Is that the name of our movie?
I'm going to put a pin in that, because I kind of like that for a title.
I got to do too. We got to make it work, but... Alright. Characters.
So, I think, because of the way we're doing this is kind of on 2 levels. There's the production level and the fictional film level. So we kind of need to figure out both, right?
Yeah.
And I think that the fictional film needs to be pretty simple, because one of the few things I know about cinema is that sometimes they film out of order, and I think it would be interesting if they were also filming out of order. So we see that story, because that's not really the story we're here to see.
Yeah.
We see parts of that out of order, because they film it. Our story is the producers making the film.
Yeah.
So we need to know what they're making in order to tell our story.
I think they're making that first pitch of it's a group of explorers trying to be the first to climb this mountain. And there could be a romance angle with 2 of them. Maybe someone dies in a brutal fashion. And we can even play with that, where they shoot 3 different death scenes for the same character. And then in between them, it's just like they're still around and they just haven't decided when or how they're going to kill them off yet. Shit like that.
So I'm thinking, instead of, and maybe this can be a part of the production level, why it's that they themselves are confused, is that they haven't decided if they're telling the Dr. Livingstone, I presume, first explorer climbing the mountain, or if this is a, like, man's middle-aged, I gotta prove it to myself, and me and my friends are gonna climb the mountain.
Yeah.
And they're not even sure exactly which story they're telling.
Because one of them is telling one story and one of them is telling the other.
Yeah. Because now I'm thinking, like, they're only getting the pages for the next day. Like, no one has a full script except the writer, and it's all in his head. And he's trying to tell one of those stories, but the director is also trying to tell the other one of those stories.
Yeah.
Not the director, because I want the director to be kind of a mush person with no strong opinions. And that's part of why he keeps getting pushed one way and the other, and not coming down and saying, we're telling this story. So the writer and like executive producer, and the director goes with the last thing that was mentioned to him.
Okay. I like the idea. Instead of executive producer, because I'm thinking this is all on location, low budget. There's no EP going to be on set every day. Lead actor. So maybe the lead actor is like a former TV star that's kind of aging out of shit, doesn't quite know where his career is going. So he wants the movie to be the guy's proving he can still do it side of the story. But the writer is the one who's doing it for the first time. Maybe it's his first feature.
Yeah.
So the stories those two want to tell are mirroring where they're at in their actual lives.
So then the fictional movie is either a group of intrepid explorers who want to climb Mount Never Climbed for the first time, or midlife crisis Joe and his friends proving that they're still young and virile by climbing Mount Never Climbed. And nobody ever really made a decision, but either way, so bones for that story. They're already on location, form a base camp, try climbing, weather setback. Either they get to the top or they don't. We haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
And maybe there could be some fun with filming the denouement, because those two stories have very different endings. And maybe we see them filming where they all get medals, and then asking what are these medals for, and saying we'll figure that out later.
I also think it would be funny if we include a woman character, but the character in the movie is such a, like, stock paper cutout that it really doesn't matter. None of her scenes actually affect anything.
Okay. So...
Like, it doesn't matter whether she's the plucky sidekick in the midlife crisis or the love interest in the doing it for the first time. She's such a cardboard cutout that her role doesn't matter, and she's continually frustrated by that.
Oh, I was thinking for that would be more for like a secondary character and not like the female lead. Because I think the female lead would just be a love interest and be more fleshed out. But she would be we better cast another woman, so she's not alone out here kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she's like the more interesting character in the real world. But in the movie, she's just like background and has like a couple words and she's the most one-dimensional.
Yeah.
She's the cook or something. Or she's like the native local character.
Yeah. She's also the only POC involved that's in front of the camera.
Yeah.
POC meaning person of color.
Thank you for explaining.
We know you knew, Mark, just for our audience that may not have.
No, I was accepting that. I was accepting that role. Somebody's got to be the audience stand-in in this gaggle of highfalutin, fancy college kids. I don't know what theater is. Okay, so we've got kind of the fictional movie settled for now. Or as settled as I think it's gonna be. Now, how about the production end? We know it begins with them saying that the ending doesn't make sense and we need to figure it out. And I think immediately they have to say, well, we'll figure it out later because first we have to film this first scene.
I feel like even saying that the ending doesn't make sense, we'll figure it out later, is too much like the Woody Allen one. I feel like it could be, we need to decide which story we're telling. We'll figure it out later. We have to start shooting. The weather's only good in this area for 2 weeks.
And just to reinforce that I want it, this whole thing really takes place in a hypothetical space where it repeats constantly. And the last line is, we'll figure out the story later. The weather only stays good in this area for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like those out of sequence, jumping back and forth vignette stories we've done, where we very quickly forget that we're jumping back and forth between these stories.
Yeah.
So I want to keep the cyclical notion in our heads.
Yes.
So I have an idea for an opening / final scene.
Mm-hmm.
Very like warm springtime vibes from inside the production trailer, and it's empty. And we see some storyboards off on like the one wall on a bulletin board, but they make no fucking sense. Shit's crossed out, whatnot. There's a calendar where the month is distorted in some way. Like, you can't see what month it is, but you just see, like, the 2 or 3 weeks blocked out. Start here, end here. And then, like, scenes all way out of order in those little blocks.
Instead of storyboards, they're like, I'm thinking of images of Wes Anderson. He has like note cards and thread, but it almost looks like a fucking Glenn Beck conspiracy board instead of a straight this, then this, then this.
Yeah, like, note cards with, like, scene A, scene B, scene C, or whatever it is, and then, like, dry erase around it. It's on a dry erase board with magnets, and there's dry erase around it, drawing lines to things, and things are crossed out, and there's 2 different colors that are very clearly competing on the board. We're setting up the chaos, but also, like, there's just, like, the serenity of it'll all be fine, like, with I'm imagining birdsong in the background, really warm lighting, that, like, the god ray with a little bit of mist in the air, and you can see, like, the dust in it, like, really calm. And then you start hearing arguing voices very faintly in the background, and the door slams open, and in come our writer, director, and lead actor. And I want them to be, like, not necessarily anachronistic, but, like, out of time, where the director has those, like, wide pants for no reason, and the writer's got glasses and 3 pens in his ear and is constantly writing things down, and then the lead actor looks like fucking Rock Hudson.
The writer is wearing a black turtleneck.
Yeah, like really code it with the costume, which one of these guys is which, and it's the lead actor and the writer going at it through the director. So, like, tell him the important part of this story is that it's his first time, like, no one's ever done this before. This is the first time in history any man will have set foot on this land. Like, no, that's not what's important. What's important is that this old guy can still go, you know? And the director is just dead face, agreeing with both of them, but not making any sort of decision.
Not dead-faced, but more pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, every time somebody says, tell him, he does start kind of saying, well, then you tell him, and he turns, well, yeah, but you got to acknowledge, well, he should at least, yeah, well, you got to know that. And again, it's not that he's, like, checked out.
He's a doormat.
Yes.
He's a doormat, and he's resigned to being the doormat because the checks are clearing.
His name is on top of this, and that's all he wants. He doesn't have the personality to actually have creative control.
He needs the credit to get into the union. But yeah, they come in, they're in the heat of argument. I'm trying to think of how to get out of this scene that would, like, also end the film.
Maybe the director asserts himself and is just like, guys, it doesn't matter, we need to film this scene, we only have 2 weeks of good weather, and, like, points at the...
I don't even want him to assert himself. The AD, the assistant director, knocks on the door, peeks in. We're ready to go. We'll talk about this later. Let's go shoot scene 16B. And that's how he gets out of it. He never has to assert himself. All he has to do is say, let's just start filming, and we'll worry about this later. Without even so much as interrupting, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And as Cody had phrased it, I do just think it's important to get that beat or that note of 2 weeks because of the weather. We need to do this part now. Because that's how we kind of anchor this moment in time for when it is at the end.
And we come back and repeat this.
Yes.
Like, maybe the assistant director, like, steps out, closes the door, director starts heading towards the door, and the writer and actor start sniping at each other, and the director is just like, hey guys, that's where the thing about the weather.
What if that doesn't even come from the director? What if, like, the actor points at the calendar at one point during this argument and says, we only have 2 weeks of location time. These are decisions that need to be made now, so I know how to perform the scenes.
Yeah.
Because I almost want not to be speechless, but I want the writer, or the director to be as fucking paper and one-dimensional as that person of color is in the film.
Okay.
They're just there to be yelled at.
Like the director in Singing in the Rain.
Kinda, yeah.
I don't care what you do, we just need to do it.
Yeah. Just less
Into
snarky.
the bush! Yeah, I love that. I love that for this director.
Yeah. Just a complete doormat. Okay. Do we have enough of bones that we start working on scenes from here, or do we want to bone it out?
I'm always a fan of boning it out.
I'm not even wearing my wedding ring. I can't throw it at you.
What, are you not a fan of boning?
How long till truncate silence eliminates this?
Oh, it takes like a second. So, I would think then, like, the first chunk... I'm hesitant to call them acts, because there's no arc here. So the first chunk, I would say, is...
What is a circle but one long continuing arc?
God damn it. You know, I was a math major in college for a whole semester. So I think the first chunk is we need to get to learn our characters. We get to know their positions in, like, power. So who's legally in charge and who's really in charge, that kind of power dynamic stuff.
Yeah.
Relationships both within the film and our film. And I guess a little bit of establishing setting. That's not going to take long to do. But that's what needs to be accomplished in the first chunk. And then the second chunk needs to be... It's a little weird because we're not building towards anything. We're building towards the start. It hurts my brain a little bit. So the second chunk, I think, would be, like, we start getting the conflicts based on the power dynamics that we've established and the characters we've established. That's where we get our conflicts. So that's maybe where we actually have someone call out the director for being a wet blanket, or the actor and the writer come to blows, someone fucks the wrong person, that kind of shit.
Just backing up for a second, Mr. Structure Man. I think that we take our structure from the source material. The first chunk is, like you said, I mean, just naturally, by the nature of us telling a story, we have to establish setting, characters, dynamics, etc. But the first major chunk is the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbing up the water spout.
Okay, so that's...
The first chunk is them doing it, and it working.
Yeah.
Then the second chunk, down comes the rain and washes the spider out. They suffer a major setback that almost completely destroys the entire thing. Third chunk, out comes the sun and dries up all the rain. Whatever the biggest cause of the setback is, kind of gets undone. And then, final chunk, they start climbing again. And that's ending at our beginning.
Okay, yeah. So, in addition to what I had said about the first chunk, we also see them producing a film. Successfully producing a film. Getting scenes in the can. Shit's working. So yeah, the second thing, I think the metaphorical down came the rain could be, like I said, interpersonal conflict I think is interesting.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, I think we need to have a man versus nature moment of a set literally getting washed out.
Yeah.
And also having two characters have their, like, beat down, drag out argument fight in pouring rain and mud would be fun to have at the end of Act 2.
Yes.
And then, yeah, the third chunk is they resolve their conflicts, they rebuild the sets, they get filming again. But it's not like all is well hunky-dory. There's still something simmering. Because then, at the end, they start going at it, and they start fighting about what kind of movie it is, and then they take it to the production trailer, and we're right back where we started.
Storm off to the production trailer.
So I think it would be a funny kind of element if the first scene that they film is the avalanche scene. Because that's something that, if they're filming out of order, it kind of doesn't matter which story they're telling. Both stories are going to involve an avalanche. So we can do that now. And I think it's a little bit funny that they have only so much time and good weather, and they're using the time and good weather time to do a fake avalanche.
Yeah.
So much of it is also like I'm still imagining the whole thing being like springtime green hillsides, and there's just green screens everywhere and fake snow.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that, and piggybacking off of that, that's the reason why the AD is so insistent on let's move, because they have the pyro team is there, the stunt team is there, they've got stuff rigged, they've got 4 or 5 cameras rolling all at once to make sure everything's got, because they're only going to be able to do this once, and it has to be done right now. And that's why he's able to take, like, all right, we can put this aside, let's go shoot this scene, we'll talk about this tomorrow.
I also think that the ice that they're using, as it's melting because they're taking too long, that can contribute to the washing out later.
Yeah. Oh no, I think later should be an actual, like, just torrential storm.
Oh, no, I think that it can help.
Yeah.
Stuff is already unstable. Maybe
we just see, like, one of the cameras gets a Dutch angle because one of the tripod legs started sinking into the mud. Yeah. There's little subtle hints of instability. Okay, so the first scene they shoot is the avalanche. Here's where we got to meet our cast of characters now.
I have lead actor, Lady 1, and Lady 2 in terms of on-screen people.
So, behind the scenes, we'll start there. We've got the writer, we've got the director, who's our director, and we've got the AD, who's the one who's just kind of keeping things moving.
Yes.
He's the white rabbit with the ticking clock the whole time.
Yeah. Do we need a PA? Or do we want, like, a team of PAs that are all kind of the same faceless person in costume?
I think we should just have, like, 1/4 guy that just does everything else. He's the one rigging, like, the stunts and the, or the avalanche, rather, and the pyrotechnics and all that, and later we'll be seeing him, like, holding a boom mic in an important, like, romantic scene, and then he's, like, an extra, like, he's in the fucking bear suit at one point when they need a guy in a bear suit. So
Yes.
we just have a swing.
Okay. So, writer, director, AD, jack of all trades / swing.
Yeah. And then our cast, we've got our lead guy who we've already established is going to be, like, pushing middle age.
Yep.
He wants to prove that he can still go, by which he wants to prove that he can still lead a movie, even though he's getting older and he was on TV prior.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about the trope of the 5-man band.
Yeah.
And I think that the movie is a 5-man band.
I was also
Which,
thinking
to
5.
briefly explain, the 5-man band, in terms of music, it's the lead singer, the lead guitarist, the bassist, the drummer, and the keyboard. In terms of the story, it's like the hero, the lancer, the muscle, the brains, and the girl.
Yeah. So we've established that the girl is just a girl, and that's the only reason she's there. She's a girl.
Yep.
And that's our lady of color.
Well, I thought we had 2 ladies.
She's the girl in that 5-man band.
Oh, okay.
I would think it was the hero, the lancer, the muscle. What was the fourth one?
Brains.
Hero, lancer, muscle, brains, and girl.
So our lead female is going to be the brains, because this is a fictional movie. We can get real fucking tropey with it, just so the audience understands.
Yeah.
Because that's a common trope.
Yes.
And then the lancer would also be the comic relief, right? I would assume.
No, the lancer's like the anti-hero. He's the foil against the contrast against the leader.
Okay, so
like Sonic with Knuckles.
In the movie, he would be like the lady's ex.
Or
but he's on the mission because he's the best climber in the state.
Or because they haven't decided which story they're telling. He's either the lady's ex butt there because he's the best climber in the state, or he's the like second in command of the military explorers group that they're part of.
Okay.
Because they haven't decided which of these two they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the girl is either a scientist or the brains girl, leading lady, is either a scientist or a different kind of scientist.
Yeah. So then we just need the muscle. That's self-explanatory.
Well, actually, here's a thought that I'm kind of toying with. I think if instead of making the girl, the leading female, the brains, keep her one-dimensional in the fictional film, and on the producer level she's dissatisfied with that, and make her the girl. The brains is science guy, and the person of color Sherpa that was hired on as the other woman is the muscle.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. We just need to be clear in how we're showing the audience this. So literally,
and I think that it should be understood that the film they're making is going to be bad, partly because they don't know the story they're telling, and that's why like that level of the film can be kind of tropey, and we use the production level to comment on it, like the woman, the fictional woman being one-dimensional, and the real woman being like, this is bullshit. Why would this character makes no sense.
I was thinking basically taking the exact conversation we are having and writing it out and having the writer and actors and AD have this exact conversation before a shoot day as they're trying to figure out what their characters are.
Yeah.
Like, have the lead female, after they shoot the avalanche scene, sit down, because this will be our introduction to her, have her sit down with the director and talk about her character. And she's like, I feel like I should be more like my character's a PhD, I should be the brains of the operation, but I'm just there to be a pair of tits and ass, and all the smart shit's coming from the fucking gooner over here. It's like, well, in story structure, what you need. Hold on a second. Let me call in the writer, and then the writer comes in and explains his side of it, and then the actor overhears something happening and comes in and explains his side. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As long as we do scenes like that, where the characters are confused about what characters they're supposed to be playing, then we can get away with that.
Yeah, and I think we can do that.
Yeah.
I also think maybe it might be funny if they eventually promise her that we'll record a monologue where we reveal the depth of your character, and we just never do that. There will be, I promise you, there's a scene where you defend your dissertation. It is on, look, it's this post-it note here on the wall. That is one of the scenes we will film. Your character is way more than just boobies. Why is she named Dr. Knockers?
Occasionally in the background, like as we're following another character through Crafty or whatever, she's asking, oh, also our swing guy is also the cook at Crafty.
Of course.
We'll see her in the background asking the writer, do you have my monologue yet? I'm working on it. No, I want to work on my monologue. Like, she just never sees it, but she's always asking for it.
Yes. I think the Sherpa character, the person of color, the lady, she hangs out with the swing. Like, they're always a pair, and it's, like, heavily implied that they're boning.
I want her... Oh, no, we transferred that over to the lead female.
What were you going to say?
I was saying I wanted her to have, like, a bigger role in the production side of things because she's so paper on screen. But if the lead female is the one who's paper on screen, and then we're going to have her more in and about on production, yeah, having her... We'll give her a lot of good lines in the film.
So, one I'm a big fan of stealing gags from things that I like. There's a gag in Children's Hospital where one of the fictional characters, the fictional actors that play the characters on the show, is like Swedish and canonically does not speak English, but learns all of her characters' lines phonetically.
Maybe not directly stealing that beat, but English is her second language. So when she's flirting with the swing in the background, he's teaching her, like, English as well.
Yeah. I also think it would be a funny joke if the swing, like, is fluent in all of the same languages she is. And so there's just whole Spanish conversations going on in the background.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I may have zoned out a while ago. Can you just briefly define swing for me?
Oh, he's the jack of all trades guy. He's like the fourth guy in the production that does everything that's not done by the writer, director, and AD.
Okay, this is a movie thing I didn't know. Thank you.
Yeah, well, swing is like the guy on a set not a set, like the guy in a production on stage that knows all the roles and fills in when people have days off. I don't think that term is actually used the way we're using it, but I could be wrong.
We're filthy theater kids. We're not film kids.
Yeah.
So they film the avalanche, and I think the avalanche scene ends with somebody buried in snow, and our lead maybe doing the crying no unto the heavens. And then as soon as that scene is over and we shift back into the production mode, asking, wait, so he's dead?
And this is the fifth guy.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really established that character yet.
Maybe it's the Lancer. It's the second in command.
Oh, no, I'm saying the three of us have not established, because if the brains is the person of color, the lead female is
No, I'm saying Muscle. Muscle is person of color.
Oh, Muscle's person of color, my bad. Yeah. So we haven't established who Brains is then.
No, Brains is another dude. Brains and Foil are... Brains, Foil, and Lead are all dudes.
Yeah.
Muscle and...
So we've established everybody but Brains.
Correct.
So do we want to have the running gag of he dies in 3 different scenes that they film because they're not sure how they're going to kill him off yet? I imagine him like, I think his name was just Guy in Galaxy Quest.
Sam Rockwell or
I think
Shalhoub?
I think it was Sam Rockwell who dies in every episode. He's the red shirt.
Yes.
Yeah. His character's name is Guy.
Yes.
Because he's just a guy.
Yes.
So I'm imagining like him being the Brains.
Yeah, and I like the idea of it being the Brains that dies, because that's like the trope is like at the moment where we needed him most.
So the avalanche, it looks like Brains dies, and then immediately after the avalanche scene is in the can, the Brainiac says, so wait, so now I'm dead? Is that it?
That's one of those places. We're not totally sure if you're going to die there or if you're going to die later.
We just wanted to cover our bases.
And maybe the writer pulls out of his ass, no, because they dig you out after the avalanche, and you're fine.
Because you're so smart, you kept yourself warm in the snow.
That's what the writer says?
Yes.
I think even at this point, the lead actor can say, like, no, this is where my character, his heart grows 3 sizes, and he learns the true meaning of life, you know?
No, the actor is on board with that, because it's me who digs you out in a heroic show of bravery and strength, facing the frigid temperatures to save my beloved friend Brainiac.
Copy. That works too.
I'm getting real Chevy Chase vibes from this lead. He's way too old, but, like, that's the vibe that I'm getting.
Yes.
Give me the cool, important, funny lines. You're not playing that character. You are the dumb old dipshit.
So from there, then we have the beat with the lead actress complaining about her role to the director, and writer promises a monologue we never get.
I think a funny visual would be they have to literally dig Brains guy out of the snow. And so, like, he's sitting there and they're having that conversation, and then she pulls the writer aside to be like, hey.
And in the background, the swing and the person of color are just digging her out.
Yes.
Digging him out.
Yeah. And the lead is, like, leaning on a shovel but not helping.
He's talking about, like, so that one day on Scrubs. Like, I don't know why he's fucking JD now. Zach Braff. He's just telling a story about the sitcom he was on 15 years ago as they're digging him out.
And also on his phone.
Yeah.
I think he should be on his phone a lot.
He's looking for pictures to show them, just... But, yeah, okay. And yeah, our lead female, our girl, for lack of a better term.
Yeah. Girl with a capital G.
Dr. Knockers.
Yes. Is...
She's not even a doctor, she's a grad student. That's part of her dissatisfaction. This character makes no sense.
So, I feel like we could be a little bit more loosey-goosey with this, as far as we don't need to go necessarily scene to scene to scene, because of the nature of it, as long as we know where scenes would fit in our arc.
Yeah.
So is there any other things we want in Act 1? I think we need to have that, like you said before, we need to have a scene where we see the person of color and the swing learning English and flirting.
Mm-hmm. I think we need a scene with the lead actor and the lead and girl to show what their relationship is. Because, like, do they like each other? Do they not like each other?
I think they should be frosty in Act 1, and then we find out why in Act 2.
Yeah.
And they're talented enough actors that the audience doesn't see that there's real-world friction there. Because on screen, while the cameras are rolling, they're doing great.
It's, Lena Lamont, again, to go back to Singing in the Rain.
Yeah, something like that.
But I think the other way around. She should be a very good actress, and he's dog shit.
Come back to me, Maria!
Yes.
Okay. The last character we need to establish then is the Lancer.
Yeah.
So I imagine him like Aragorn when we're first introduced to him in Fellowship in the film.
Yeah.
And I think it would be a funny bit if he was just that guy in real life as well. If he's just completely one-dimensional.
Like Ian McKellen. Nazi stabbing, adventure having, swashbuckling, actual Ian McKellen.
Oh no, I was thinking like in the movie he's like in the corner brooding, smoking a cigarette, and then on set between takes he's in the corner brooding, smoking a cigarette, and no one knows him or what his deal is.
Yeah.
But he nailed the audition, so he's here.
See, I'm thinking he's much older than he looks, and he's classically trained, and he has perfectly accepted that, filming a movie fucking sucks. You just gotta do the best you can and try not to make problems for anybody else. He's almost a non-entity in the production parts because he's a consummate professional. He shows up on time, does what you need him to do, says, "Cheerio, lads. Call me when you need me."
Yes, and we see or know none of this until the end of the second act when he's the fucking sunshine. He's method. So anytime someone references him on set, he reacts as the character, he's acting as the character. And we see him shed that, and yeah, he's just like British, classically trained, like fucking Gary Oldman ass. Just a different person. as he's like speaks light into the world and is like, you all need to chill. It's just a movie. And this is like the end of Act 2, and we see this side of him of who he really is. And then everyone gets like fucking chill and like, oh shit, he's right. We've got 2 more days to shoot. And then the next day on set, everyone's chipper and happy and good, and he's back in the corner brooding.
I was gonna say, alternatively, it's like Wallace Shawn on Princess Bride, where he's just terrified he's gonna get fired the whole time, so he doesn't say anything. But I like what you guys have built better.
Yeah, because that's a fun, like, late film reveal for the audience, too. Because it's that mystery box element of, like, what is his deal? Because we're gonna learn everybody else's deal.
Yeah.
As we script this in the coming months to produce it for Real, I'm gonna rewatch State and Maine a few times, because there's, like, a fucking energy to that movie as well that's very on par with what we're trying to build here. A little tonally different and setting different, but...
See, I was thinking this has shades of that Ken Branagh movie.
That one, too.
Yeah, Winter of Our Discontent?
No, the other one.
Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express, that one.
Sure.
It'll come to me. Midwinter's something. In the Bleak Midwinter. There it is.
Yes.
I didn't edit any silence out of that. It really came to me that fast. Yeah, like, vibes of both of those is what I'm getting out of this now.
Sorry, guys, I'm back from the... I figured since we were taking a half hour of silence for Bill to remember that. But I'm back now.
Did you have a good poop?
Yes. So, moving on, we finished the avalanche scene, the argument about Dr. Knocker's dissertation monologue. And can we please revisit the character's name?
Yeah, you said Captain Knockers. I believe it's Dr. Knockers.
I'm thinking of that bit from not Are You Being Served? Keeping Up Appearances, where her last name is Bucket. She insists it's pronounced Bouquet.
Okay, so is there any other... Because after she has that scene, we're gonna have a scene with the swing and the person of color flirting, and he's helping her learn English because he speaks both. He's also a local. He's a local hire.
Yeah.
Whatever part of the country they're in. Alaska. Whatever. They're both indigenous, and...
I think that the setting, just like the time, is intentionally nebulous.
Okay.
And so they should speak a language that is fictional and not really parsable to our audience.
I like
kind
that.
of like how Simlish sometimes sounds like French and sometimes sounds like Romansh and sometimes sounds like Chinese.
Yeah.
We should never really be able to pin down where they're from or what they're speaking. But it should be clear that he and she both speak it.
I'm thinking aesthetically Northern American peoples that predate Columbus. Like, that kind of vibe is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree with the language thing being she's a local hire, only speaks the language. He's also a local hire, speaks the language and speaks English, and is helping her learn. And also they're forming a romance.
Yes.
I think instead of him also being a local hire, he's from the production, but he's professional enough to have learned the language and low enough on the totem pole to not realize he didn't need to.
I was thinking, like, legitimately a common film production thing is to hire local people because you get tax breaks for it.
No, and I think, yeah, we still show other locals.
Okay.
But this romance I want between cultures. And that's why he's teaching her English.
Okay.
Meanwhile, she's also teaching him more Simlish.
Okay, I see what you're saying. I don't hate that idea. I still think he should also be a person of color.
Yeah.
Either Latino or black.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just not from wherever she's from.
Yeah. Or Asian. I'm trying to think of dynamics. Because there's the inherent power dynamic of being the lowest on the totem pole on the set. And maybe we shouldn't use that terminology if we're digging off Alaskan aesthetic.
Being the lowest on the food chain.
Yeah, being the least tenured member of the project and also being a person of color when everyone above you is white. There's an inherent power dynamic there that can be played with.
Yeah.
I was also thinking having a lot of their stuff happening in the background subtitled and doing like a visual effect of we're following the people in the foreground speaking English, and you just see above their heads the subtitles of what they're saying in our fictional language in the background.
Yes.
Like real Zuckery, but also just little bits in the back of them romancing.
Yes.
Because I think like the more upfront story would be with the lead actress wanting her part to be better, and then of course the dynamic with the writer and the lead actor about what the story is really about.
Yeah.
And that needs to be like the main conflict in the production.
Yeah.
So the Itsy Bitsy Spider climbs up the water spout. I think we need at least one more scene of things working well, of them climbing.
I think it needs to be the romantic climax of the movie. Because if we're going to get an action climax right at the beginning, let's get the romantic one as well. So we see how good an actor the lead is, she is, and how Zach Brannigan, he is. Because I imagine him just that fucking bravado.
Yes. Absolutely.
And that way we can also highlight whoever we cast as her to, like, really, like, turn it up while the cameras are rolling and just completely change and become just the Ice Queen to him as soon as the cameras are done.
Yeah. And he's definitely from an era where you would just bone your co-stars. That's what you did. And so he's real confused about why she's like that all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. But as they're shooting that scene in the background, we see the swing and his girl like making eyes at each other with the romantic language. The writer starts tearing up as like she's nailing a line.
Yeah.
The director is like feeling it. Like everyone's kind of feeling it. Like the scene is cooking.
Yeah.
Like I almost want there to be no problems with that, so that later something can happen to the negatives.
It's like the dance scene in Sound of Music, where they're clearly like falling in love as they're having the conversation, and then she runs away.
Yeah.
But yes, I do like the idea of like the negatives getting ruined.
So something happens to the negatives in Act 2, and they have to try and redo the scene, and it doesn't quite click. Just go back to that Groundhog Day of you've seen Groundhog Day, right, Mark?
I've never seen any movies.
Okay, so the bit like he gets really close to falling in love with what's her face at one point.
Yeah.
And then something happens and it just fails right at the end, and he tries to rebuild that day, but he's trying to force it.
Yeah.
And it just isn't working, and it's really uncomfortable. The second time they shoot that scene in the second act is like that.
Yes. So we've got reshooting the scene, which is going to be an escalation.
Mm-hmm.
So we'd have to have something happen to the negatives first. My idea for that, which might be a little hat on hat, is they're trying to dry out all of their clothing after the torrential downpour and accidentally burn those negatives. Like they have like a gas stove or something, and it like melts or deforms or something.
Or they just get fucked up by the rain.
Yeah.
That could even be like the big blow off scene as everything just goes wrong as they're trying to recreate the magic that we've already seen them do.
Yeah.
That could be the blow off where then we have the drifter come in and break character and fix everything.
Yes.
Because I think we can have minor, smaller conflicts arise throughout the second act. So maybe a mysterious, like our person of color sees the swing with a mysterious woman that we later find out is his sister and not his girlfriend or wife.
Yeah.
We need to find out exactly what has happened between our leads in the past.
Yes. Also, I feel like it goes without saying, but there needs to be a significant age gap.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she could still be in her 30s, but he's, like, in his 50s.
Like, he's in his 40s to 50s, and she's in her mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely 15 to 20 years.
Yeah.
And that also gets addressed multiple times by her.
Yeah.
In her rantings. What else can go wrong on this set before...
The weather. I feel like it would be a fun thing to do with the weather as well, is that with each conflict that happens, the weather keeps building and building in the background. So it's like it's almost as though their moods are affecting the nature of the area.
So we just see more clouds in the sky as it continues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I like that visually.
I think the AD should yell at the director for not making choices.
I think the AD finds out that the writer hasn't written the full script yet.
Yeah.
And explodes at the writer. And maybe even tries to get the director to fire him. And the director gets talked out of it by the writer.
Yeah.
And that would be right before the storm. That would be like the last big blow up before the storm.
Yeah.
Okay, so to recap then. Avalanche scene. Get to meet all of our characters. We see them work really well doing the romance scene.
And that's a wrap for that day.
That's a wrap for that day. And then after that, the token... Oh, I don't want to call her a token.
That's what the character is, though.
Okay, so Token sees what may be cheating, or maybe a girlfriend gets upset. Someone asks, maybe the AD asks why, or the lead asks the AD why the actress is so cold towards him. And he's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, you guys broke up 6 months ago because you cheated on her with every leading lady you've been in a film with since you two met. Like, just lay it out. Lay out the drama there. They can even have a spat at Crafty one day. Shall we have a food fight? I think we might have another food fight.
Yeah.
Because I love a fucking
We sure
food
do
fight.
enjoy food fights.
I love a
Food
food
fights
fight.
are fun.
It doesn't have to be like a full-on Animal House food fight, but even just like...
Just grabbing a sandwich and smacking it in
someone
his face.
gets like... Also at Crafty, I want like the lead actor to have like a lobster mac and cheese, and the lead actress has like a steak, and then everyone else has like lo mein.
Oh, I thought the direction I thought you were going is somebody has a shellfish allergy.
Oh, no. I was just thinking like we can emphasize like the power dynamics in the food choices as well.
I think instead of lo mein, it's stuff in a bowl.
Yeah. Just generic slop, just Simpsons gray slop.
Yes.
And someone gets the slop on the head. Maybe the actor gets the slop on the head after saying something.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to make the lead actress jealous by flirting with the only other woman on set, and that pisses off the jack of all trades.
Yes.
And he slops the guy, and then storms off and starts to pack his bags because he thinks he's gonna get fired. And then Token comes and calms him down, and she's like, "I really appreciate that you did that for me. I thought you had other interests." And this can also be in like each other's languages. They're speaking in each other's languages at this point.
Yes.
Just to kind of resolve that moment. And then...
Here's a thought that's kind of kicking around in my head. The relationship between the lead actor and the lead actress. So, how can I give words to this? I think them having had a relationship in the past should be a little bit of a surprise, and he should not be aware of it. He thinks that this is a new show, a new set, a new romance, and he's trying to pursue her.
Oh.
And she's not. And in the end, she can kind of point out, we were married like 4 years ago. Do you not remember that?
Is the joke that she dyed her hair and he doesn't recognize her?
I don't want to necessarily go as far as they were married, because there is a significant
Maybe
age
not
gap.
married, but like...
She had just moved to Hollywood from Kansas. She was 20 years old. It was her first TV show. She was a bit part on hospital drama starring lead actor, and he like took her virginity or something like that. And she's always like held a torch for him, and then she read in the magazines about his budding romances with every actress he ever came across.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't remember her, because for him that was Tuesday.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah, that's good, Mark.
And it just happens to be Tuesday again.
Yup, it's always Tuesday. Handful of spiders.
That's the tagline.
It's always Tuesday. No, that's great. A great twist on that. So yeah, we can
So like
still
I'm laying out all my best A-level moves, and she's like not biting at all.
we can still have that scene where the AD is like, yeah, it's because you slept with every actress on every set you've been on since like episode 2 of Murder Hospital, which is the episode she was on. And he's like, well, yeah, that's my thing. This is going to be my first strikeout since episode 1 of Murder Hospital. It's like, you just don't get it, do you? Because the AD knows that they did, because she would have confided in him.
Yes.
But he just has no memory of her whatsoever. She was just a piece of meat to him.
Yep.
Which I also kind of think it would be funny if, when they're talking to the director about the direction of the film, the lead actor wants her to have a bigger part, and the writer's the one who hasn't written her monologue yet, when in reality, he's the one who treats her like a real person, and the actor is treating her like a piece of meat.
Yes. And again, this is something that doesn't have to go in there, but it's like, it can kind of be implied that it's because he doesn't want her to have to spend more time with him on screen.
Yeah. Or maybe he's crushing. The actor's crushing.
Yeah.
Or the
AD.
writer.
Yeah, writer.
Or the AD.
I mean, everyone was in love with Robin Wright on the set of Princess Bride, so it's possible.
Maybe the writer is crushing on her, and that's why he can't write her monologue. He doesn't know how to make it good enough. But she's crushing on the AD.
Yeah.
Because he's the only, like, competent person on set. Okay. I think the next big scene we need to, like, actually iron out is the night of the storm.
Yes. Because we need to figure out what scene they're filming during the storm.
What if they're about to film the ending and they can't do it because of the storm?
Yeah.
What if then the writer, because part of it is that they don't have an ending, and that's why. What if the writer does write an ending, but they lose it in the storm? They lose the script, the only pages that he typed up.
Okay, yeah. The audience doesn't see the script, the pages, or know what's on them. I see the writer handing them to the actor, and the actor not liking it, pointing at stuff. What if we change this to this? It starts to rain.
Just to back up a little bit, before the storm, there's a little bit of a clashing heads between the actor and the writer says, fine, I'm gonna do what I do best. I'm going to go into this trailer with these bottles of whiskey, and tomorrow morning you will have a script.
Tomorrow morning you will have a satisfactory ending, or something like that, yeah.
And he gets so blitzed that he does write a satisfying ending, and the actor just needs to nitpick because that's, who he is. And the reason that I want the writer specifically to be like blackout drunk writing it is so that it's not easy to recreate.
Yeah. He can't remember it when the page is lost.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So I want like this whole scene to be chaotic, like all of the relationship shit and the production shit comes to a head all at once. So it's a night shoot. The sun has just gone down. Everyone's a little bit tired, all ready to start. Drunken writer bursts out of the trailer, hands a fistful of crumpled pages to the lead actor. He looks it over. He even starts tearing up. It's perfect. This is a wonderful script. And then he gets to the last line, and he's like, I think we could do better on this last line. What about AD comes in? There's no time. It's starting to rain. If you come up with something better, if we have time at the end, we'll try other options. Do what's on the page right now.
I was also thinking it could be something like maybe he says, "Oh, I think that this line doesn't show enough emotional depth," and that's where lead lady comes in. Emotional depth? You have the emotional depth of a teaspoon.
Yeah, something like
just like her being like, "It is so rich of you to criticize this." So they start yelling. He starts waving the papers around. AD is trying to grab the papers. Writer's trying to grab the papers.
This is happening on the way to set.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking they got to go up the hill to get to the actual like shooting location a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it starts at the trailer. He gets the lines. Last line. Talk about it on the way. Let's go. We're burning. It's starting to rain. We got to get up there. Did you say golf carts, Mark?
I did. They're in golf carts.
They're in golf carts. So as they
like being driven up to where they're gonna film.
Yeah. So as Swing is driving them up in the lead actor and actress, he's just saying, I don't know why he won't let me change it. It's just the emotional depth thing that you were saying. They start going at it. This is, I think, even where we reveal.
Why are you so angry with me all the time? I haven't done anything
because
to you.
You were the love of my life after episode 2 of Murder Hospital, and you never even called me. You said you were going to get me a recurring role. You never even called me. I was just a piece of meat to you.
What?
Yeah, that was me. Colonoscopy patient number 2 was me. Something ridiculous.
So they're like yelling at each other as they get to the top of the hill and the golf cart. Rain is starting to come down harder.
So they get to set. Cameras are shorting out. Sound equipment is shorting out.
Yeah. I feel like this is where we have the boom mic.
The lens keeps getting foggy.
Yeah.
And then as they keep fixing these minor issues, and we're getting in a panic. The score is building up. Like, all right, clear the fog. Equipment's dry. Sound go. Clear the fog. And then the mud starts sliding, and a facade of a building falls over nearby, or a green screen falls over or something. And they gotta reset. It keeps building, and then an actual mudslide happens, and they all get washed down the hill back to the production trailer.
I am nodding vigorously. I'm remembering that this is an audio platform.
I am nodding gently, but I'm not remembering that this is an audio platform.
So everyone's caked in mud, and everyone starts casting blame at each other. So the actor blames the actress for playing mind games with him. The Swing blames the AD for not getting them up there fast enough. The AD blames the director for never making a fucking decision of his own.
And The writer's just like crumpled in the middle trying to pull the pages out of the mud.
No, the writer's throwing up in a garbage can because he's so hungover.
Yes. I was going to say the same thing.
Like, he's completely... Like, someone asks him, like, do you at least have the pages? We don't even have the pages anymore. He's like, who are you people? I was told I would get an A on this project if I slept with the teacher. Like, just something crazy. And that's when our Laurence Olivier walks in.
I mean, this character's Daniel Day-Lewis, right? Like, it's literally just Daniel Day-Lewis.
For real. It's, yeah. Our Lancer walks in. And so there was a podcast called I Was There Too, where Matt Gorley would interview people who played bit roles in big movies. And I believe it was when he was interviewing Paul Rust, who is one of the bastards in Inglourious Bastards. And I've never forgotten this. He said that when things were going shitty on set, Quentin Tarantino would pull everyone aside, stop everything, and be like, hey, everybody, what are we doing here? We're making a movie. Why? Because we fucking love movies. And this is fun to do. And he would just remind everyone, like, hey, we're making fucking movies. This is cool. Like, we're doing fun shit. Let's remember what we're doing. That kind of energy. I think, like, if we get that from the serious method actor, just reminding everyone, like, we do this because we love this. Some kind of speech like that would really bring it down to...
Yeah. Yes, we're all covered in mud and damp and unhappy, but we are still playing to get paid. Like, that is the vibe that he's...
I've spent the last 2 weeks smoking cigarettes and pretending to be cool. This was my childhood dream. Honey, you wanted a recurring role on Murder Hospital? You are the lead in The Expedition. You wanted to bang all the women? You're gonna be back on TV soon, because this ain't gonna, you know, like...
Yes.
Just reminds everyone, like, you wrote brilliant pages. As soon as you're done puking, you will write more brilliant pages.
Just, like, lightly taps him on the back.
Like, you got cast as the lead in this movie, you've proved that an old guy can still go.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you, representing your culture in this major motion picture. Did you know that only one other actress from your part of the world has ever been in a movie, and it was by accident? Like...
Also, he seamlessly speaks her language.
Yeah, he said that in her language. I know, I was on that set. She was not supposed to be there. Like, she just, like, goes to everybody and reminds them what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then the button
Dr.
on it.
Knockers is a pillar of the scientific community. And you get to embody that.
The Knockers method will be forever used to determine the amount of...
Geology.
The amount of sunlight rocks get on top of this mountain. You know? Whatever bullshit she's doing.
The method she developed for learning how rocks were dated via cleavage is very important.
Fuck you. God damn it, that's good.
I get one good one.
Now the only thing is, where does the losing the negatives fits in? We'd have to do that earlier. Where they lose the negative and have to retry that scene. That's got to be like the scene before this.
Yeah, so that's why they're so spicy already at the start of this scene.
Yeah, because they've already lost perfection.
Yeah.
And then maybe the sun coming out and drying up the rain is the next day. They reshoot that romantic scene one final time and nail it again.
And I think he's nice to her. Like, he helps her into the golf cart.
Yeah, because, like, the first time we see it, they nail it when the camera's rolling, and then when the camera stops rolling, there's already tension, and there's heat, and there's, you know, conflict and friction. And then the second time they do it, we haven't established how they lose the negatives.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second time, nothing goes right on camera, and everyone starts bickering.
I was gonna say, what if the writer fucks it up? Because he's in the room when he's doing his writing in the production truck. He fucks up the negatives because maybe he moves the container that they're in into the sunlight or something.
Yeah, something like that. I like that. So yeah, the second time they shoot that scene, it doesn't work at all on camera. They can't even get through it. Everyone starts bickering. They take an hour. They take their lunch. They take their dinner break or whatever. Mm-hmm. Take their meal, and then we go right into the night. It's the same day. Yeah. So it's that cauldron is bubbling and then it boils over with the storm landslide. Back into the trailer. Laurence Olivier fixes everything. Daniel Day-Lewis fixes everything. The next day, the sun is shining. Go ahead.
One kind of wrinkle that it's just coming to me. The lead actor gets hurt in the mudslide, like he hurts his leg, and so he's fine enough to act. The writer just needs to come up with a reason why the character's now in a cast. But that's, instead of him helping the actress into the golf cart, she helps him. He has been humbled in a way.
The only problem is the cyclical thing.
It's a sprain. Sprains only take a couple days to heal.
You'll be fine by Tuesday.
Maybe even if it's just as simple as, like, knocked his noggin, got a bump on his head,
Yeah.
Because I don't want anything limb-wise. Because I'm thinking, like, if we did that and, like, in the opening scene, he takes off the cast and we think it's a prop cast, and then at the end of the movie, it's a real cast, his ankles or his wrist is broken or something like that, and, like, there's something there?
Yeah, I think that's why I'm thinking a sprain, because a sprain is not, it's something you can have the wrap on, and it's not as visually obtrusive as a cast, and it will affect you, but it's not quite as bad.
And also, it's more believable for somebody to, like, have a jury-rigged splint on in a wilderness expedition film.
Exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So it's not broken, but they're playing it up in the movie as though it is a worse injury than it is.
So when we first see him, like, he's hobbling into the production. He's like, I don't need this anymore. Rips it off, throws it off to the side. Everything's fine.
Yes.
And then we see how it happened, and it just comes right back around. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they even, like, reshoot it so that the brains is digging him out of the avalanche, and then they shoot the romance scene, and it goes well, and then she helps him into the golf cart at the end, and we think everything's good. And as they're heading back to the production trailer, they start arguing again about, we still haven't shot that final scene. We only have one more day. Or we only have this afternoon to shoot that. We still got to figure out what we're shooting. Can you remember the pages? No, I still can't remember what I wrote. And then they start getting at it again. And then that's the argument we hear at the beginning of the picture as they come into the production trailer.
Yes.
And we just start the whole cycle anew.
The only thing I remember is that it was about being the first people to conquer this mountain. No, the important thing is...
Yeah.
Back into the scene.
The only thing that I want to add to this, I want them to film a sunrise scene. And it doesn't even matter exactly what the sunrise is for. Maybe this is the opening of the movie that they're filming. Because I want the opening of our film back in the production trailer with the Glenn Beck noteboard of conspiracy plots. The music over that should be that Edvard Grieg Morning. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. So it should begin with them having just filmed the morning scene and arguing, but we still don't have an ending. But the story still, that we haven't decided what story we're telling. And that's how we transition back into the ending and beginning.
Idea for that. We could have the AD up early shooting B-roll just to get a sunrise. And then we can close some loops at sunrise as well with our characters. We could have the leading lady come to him and they have one final moment, because if she's crushing on him, she comes out, sits down, asks what he's up to, and he's like, I'm just getting some B-roll. Never know when you need a sunrise shot, and it looks great today after the storm last night. The air's so clear, stuff like that. And she gets to know him a little better. Maybe like they share information or something, or she offers to buy him coffee after the shoot's over or something like that, like meet up for coffee, something like that.
Yeah.
And then we see our jack of all trades get out of his tent or trailer or whatever with with Token. They've resolved their stuff. The writer wakes up with his head clear, gets to his typewriter, maybe like puts the bottle of Jack back in the drawer this morning. He's hungover to fuck. We see our director just text his wife, just one more day on shoot, then I'm coming home. Tell the kids I love them. Just something super simple and family oriented for the director. This is just his job.
Yep.
We see our Laurence Olivier.
He gets a text from his wife that is a picture of her and the kids.
So happy you'll be home in 2 days.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you. I'll bring home some souvenirs for Jimmy and Karen. We see Daniel Day-Lewis get up at the crack of dawn to start putting on his drifter makeup. He's like, we cast a completely different actor here. And like the actual actor's like face is just like makeup on a fucking dummy, and he starts applying it in the morning. He's that fucking method. But yeah, like we close everyone's arcs with the sunrise. And then we show them shooting that romance scene again. Everything goes well. And then, yeah, like we said, the final dissolution back into the beginning of the story, and the cycle turns anew.
I just don't want the director to text his wife that I'll be home tomorrow because of the cyclical nature of this thing.
Just like, I'll see you soon.
2 more weeks.
Oh.
Because they only have 2 weeks of shooting time.
Yeah.
And then it turns out this is actually just Moon.
We play the entirety of Moon.
They kill everybody and wake up their clones. Spoiler for Moon, to avoid Moon spoilers. Fast forward to now.
Just go watch Moon. Moon fucking rips.
Anything else? Or should we start casting people?
I think it's time to start casting people, because I really like that storyline, that arc.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun. You know me, I love me some meta. Alright, so I've already started writing down names.
Okay.
Okay. Were you going to share any of them?
Eventually. I'm thinking for the lead actor, John Hamm.
Okay, I like that.
Is he old enough?
Yeah. And also, he was big on TV 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Fair.
Like, it fits the actual actor as well.
I mean, he's...
Oh my god, I had him confused with somebody totally different. Okay, yes, John Hamm, got it.
I love anybody involved in Children's Hospital, so I'm on board with John Hamm.
Okay. For Token, I have Kelly Marie Tran. She
Okay.
was Rose Tico in Star Wars.
Yep.
And for... I'm not confident in it, Jennifer Lawrence for the lead actress.
I think that will be fun.
And for the brain guy who dies in a couple scenes and we didn't really do much with him, Michael Cera.
Yeah?
So if we're doing Kelly Marie Tran for the muscle, how do you feel about John Boyega as the jack of all trades?
I was literally just thinking John Boyega. Just play off the Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
For the director, I'm going to say a name that I think is wrong, but has the right vibe so that I can point us in the direction.
Okay.
Richard Kind.
I was gonna fucking say Richard Kind.
See, I don't want Richard Kind for that, but I want somebody kind-like.
You're right.
Like that vibe, but a different person.
Yeah.
Like he has the right voice, the right temperament, but the wrong face.
Oh, I like his face.
Oh, I love his face, but not for this.
Oh, really? Because the next thing I was going to suggest is Gerard Depardieu.
See, I'm thinking like maybe Wallace Shawn 40 years ago.
What about Mandy Patinkin?
Let me see what he looks like now. Make him shave that beard and you've got a deal.
We can put it in there.
Yeah, I think shaved Mandy Patinkin is exactly what we want for the director. And I'm sorry, I'm just looking at him on Wikipedia, and I saw this. It's in my head now. I want to share it with you. His his spirituality. He calls himself, because he's Jewish with a dash of Buddhist, he calls himself a Jew-boo.
Of course he does. So...
Okay, for the Lancer, our Laurence Olivier, Walton Goggins.
Sure.
So I really like what you said about him being 2 people.
Yeah.
Do we want to actually make him be 2 people and have somebody else for that one scene before he puts on the Walton Goggins makeup?
I think it would be hilarious to have it be Daniel Day-Lewis for that one scene.
Yes. You have my full support in that. Because that is very fucking funny. And if we can't get Daniel Day-Lewis, Tom Cruise.
Oh my god. Yes.
Tom Cruise as Walton Goggins.
So we just need the writer and the AD.
Jeffrey Wright as the AD.
Yes, absolutely. French Dispatch.
I know who Jeffrey Wright is.
We've cast him in a handful at this point.
We have.
We have. And I really, really liked him in American Fiction. I recommend that movie. If I had ever seen a movie, I would have seen that one and I would have recommended it.
Hey, you admitted you saw Moon earlier.
Did I?
Yep.
Well, I shouldn't have, because I've never seen any movies.
Okay, hold on. For the writer, I know we mentioned a love triangle where the writer's into the lead female, but she's into the AD.
Mm-hmm. I swear to God, if you say who I think you're gonna say.
Who do you think I'm gonna say?
You're gonna fucking say Josh, PETA.
No. No. Different direction with it.
Okay.
Saoirse Ronan.
Oh my god. Yes.
Why can't the writer be a woman? There's no reason the writer's gotta be a dude.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, just, she treats it like Lady Bird and just goes full, like, no makeup, just weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How do you fucking spell that name?
Saiorse.
Would you believe she's not the first person to show up when you type in Saoirse in IMDb's box?
That's crazy.
Or maybe she is if you spell it right. Because the first time I typed it in, somebody named Saoirse Reese came up first.
Oh, I had the O and the I backwards. It's SAO.
It's fine. Was there any other characters?
No, I think we hit everybody.
All right.
We got our 5-man band plus our 4 behind the scenes.
Yeah. Our cast of 9. Plus Daniel Day-Lewis.
And a bunch of on-scene extras.
Yeah.
The locals and such.
Yeah.
Okay, how about a title?
I don't think we can make Handful of Spiders work.
What about The Expedition?
Yeah?
It's the name of the movie within the movie.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Okay. I'm just gonna quick make sure there's not a movie already called that.
That's probably
Doesn't
a
look
good
like
call.
1962.
Ooh.
A taxi driver attempts to introduce his cab service in rural Bengal against many odds. Yeah, I'm gonna say we're fine with taking the title The Expedition
Yeah.
from this Indian movie from the 60s.
Yeah, I think we're good.
I'm thinking for the poster, I want it to be like an old movie poster, as if it were a poster for the movie in the movie.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of... No, that's the fucking novel. I want the film. The Caine Mutiny. If you're able to look up the poster for The Caine Mutiny, it's kind of simple. It says on top, at last on the screen, which we don't need.
Yeah.
Then the title, The Caine Mutiny. Then there's like 4 pictures of the 4 main characters. Humphrey Bogart, Jose Ferrer, Van Johnson, and Fred McMurray. And at the bottom, it's like...
I've got it right here.
But this is a visual medium, so I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing.
Yeah, no,
I think
like
even
that.
with the in Technicolor...
There's so many versions of this poster, but they all have, like, their 4 faces in blocks. I'm seeing some that have, like, actor as character. And I kind of want to play off of that, where we do, like, Jennifer Lawrence as Susie...
Dr. Knocker.
Susie Smith as Dr. Knockers, you know, like...
Yes. I
like have,
that.
like, the both characters listed there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Jeff Goldblum as the alien, you know?
Mm-hmm.
My favorite fucking joke from that movie. Died when I saw that. And then, like,
I think my favorite joke from that movie is, am I not in this part?
So we have their faces in the blocks, and I think the actual, like, visual, like, the background scenic part of the poster, like, that one has... The various versions have usually ships in water.
The version that I saw was solid...
it was just solid blue?
It looks like it's solid navy, yeah. And on the bottom, there's a picture of the book and, like, a guy and a lady making out. I think on ours, the bottom is...
Above their faces,
the
though,
mount.
there's the ship on the waves. You see that?
Just barely.
Yeah, so that's in most of those posters. So I'm thinking something similar, and it could be, like, even if it's just the production trailer on, like, the green hillside.
And instead of the book and the guy and lady making out, I'm thinking at the bottom, we see the director, the assistant director with, like, working a camera, and the writer.
Or we see them all at the board working on the whiteboard, the 4 of them. So we have our 5 actors in the boxes, and then the 4 of them in that interstitial, the production crew in that not interstitial, the that inset little image with the production house on the background.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does this get a subtitle? Or, I mean, a tagline?
I mean, I want to be a huge...
Down came the rain.
The more I think about it, looking at this, the Caine Mutiny poster, the more I kind of like At Last on the Screen, as a subtle nod to they never actually get around to, like, they don't make the movie.
What something along those lines of At Last on Screen, but referencing that there's no ending to the movie. Like, you won't believe how it ends. Just real fucking...
I like that.
Yeah.
And finally, when does this get released?
This feels fall. This feels October to November.
Oh, I was going to say Easter.
The other thing I was going to say is spring.
To say Easter, because it's a time of beginnings and repeats.
This is kind of a weird one.
Yeah.
So it needs kind of a weird premiere time.
I'm okay with, like, Easter. Even though there's no Jesus metaphor.
Nope. It's just the repeat. It's just the cycle. It could be...
Or New Year's Day.
Oh, yeah. I don't know the holiday. I was thinking of a specific holiday.
Chinese New Year? Jewish New Year?
No, it's one of
The Feast of St. Stephen?
one of the solstices.
Arbor Day?
Boxing Day.
I already said the Feast of St. Stephen's. That's Boxing Day.
Ah. No, we weren't Orthodox enough, nor were we British enough to conflate the two.
Ostara, the spring equinox. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, well, with that cough, I am very near to death, but I feel really good about this very strange... I'm going to call this one what do you think? Is this a film or a movie?
This is a film.
Yeah, this is a film.
This is one that film students will love, and no one else will get.
There's some jokes in there.
Yeah.
But I think I agree. This is a very fun film that we've put together. We have made The Expedition, and you can see it in theaters this spring equinox. This has been The Treatment, a podcast about stories, and we've been your hosts, Mark Lucas,
Billy Beck,
and Cody Beck.
and we'll see you at the movies.